Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode in our Rise of the Moors Football Manager 16 series. So we're approaching mid-distance in the Vanarama National League campaign. We're currently top of the table with about a 7 or 8 point buffer over many of our main rivals. But it's been a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde month for us really as far as performances go. And continuing from the last episode, we went on a bit of a winning streak, winning 6 on the bounce, 4 in the league and 2 in the FA Cup. But unfortunately, our last outing that came to an abrupt end because we got thumped 6-2 away at Forest Green. Now that was the fixture I highlighted in the last episode that would be the most challenging of the fixtures in November, and it didn't disappoint. It was a poor game, and I'll go through that one in a little bit more detail after we've looked at the highlights from the game since the last episode. See you on the other side. So the first few games after the last episode, and after that win against Chester, we were picking up wins in these games quite comfortably, but we were very uninspiring, and we started that sequence with a win away at Kidderminster. Now, we didn't create too many opportunities, yet neither did Kidderminster, and they weren't too much of a threat to us. But it was a decent run out from some of our players, including Zvetan Filipov in this game, and it was Matthew Fletcher who came off the bench to get the winner for us here. And then we went into the FA Cup first round game away at Lowestoft, who are in the Vanarama National North League, and a team that we haven't met since last season. And again, it was a comfortable yet uninspiring victory. Many shots from Lowestoft coming from long distance, only the 4 on target for them. We didn't edge possession as much as I would have hoped against this sort of team, but it was a good FA Cup battle nonetheless, and it was one that we edged thanks to yet another own goal and a swift reply following the Lowestoft equaliser. Ben Glasgow with player of the match in this game. He had a fantastic outing, and Matthew Fletcher scoring again. And then came another team that I thought we could really test ourselves against, and another sort of gauge that we can really assess how much we've developed since last season. Yet it didn't really pan out that way. Another unconvincing performance against the bottom of the table Alfreton here. Alfreton were no threat to us. We dominated possession, we dominated the passing, 5 shots on target for us, and it was Matthew Fletcher who scored his 3rd in 3 games here, and Ben Glasgow yet again picking up player of the match. A 9 rating for him, and yet another fantastic outing. So in those games, we weren't really creating enough clear-cut opportunities for ourselves. We weren't fantastically creative in the final third. However, that all changed when we came to play Southport at home, where another game where everything seemed to click. It was a game we didn't dominate possession as much as I'd like. It was quite open at times, and it was a good midfield battle in this game, but Southport were no real threat to us. We had 15 shots, 11 on target, of which 4 we put away. A fantastic convincing win, 2 assists from Ben Glasgow, who yet again had a 9 rating, but player of the match went to Rowan Liebert, the hat-trick hero. There were chances for both teams in the opening moments of this game, yet once the game settled down, we went on to dominate it convincingly. And then we went from a fantastic performance into an incredibly poor performance. I'd highlighted Forest Green as the threat this month, and it was a really difficult game for us to go away. It was a bright start from the Moors, but we couldn't continue that performance throughout the game, and Forest Green were fantastic here. Yes, we edged possession. They were so prolific in our box. 9 shots, 8 on target, and they scored 6 of them, and we just really did not have a reply to them in this game, and they picked us apart from the 20th minute onwards. And one of their goals was an absolute fantastic effort from outside the box from McConville, and Alfie Crooks unfortunately scored a hat-trick against us here. We looked a lot better at the start of the second half, and a couple of goals brought it back to 4-2, but really Forest Green just killed the game off, and we were very uninspiring in this game. I don't think we set up properly here. I've played a far too flexible structure in this game, and I didn't set ourselves out to be difficult to beat in this fixture, like I have done for many of the other top teams. And Forest Green are a top team, and they definitely showed it in this game. But really, the only statistic that matters is the final result, and Forest Green were good value for their victory here. So most of our players are now back from injury. Byfield, his fitness isn't quite there yet, but he's back training. But importantly, we've welcomed back Kieran Bywater into the starting lineup. So stats overall then, it's 9 goals for Rowan Liebert and Kieran Bywater, and all of Liebert's goals are coming in the league so far. John Paul Pittman, he's got 8, 5 in the league, and a decent contribution recently from Matthew Fletcher, scoring some important goals for us earlier in this month. Ben Glasgow, he seems to be stretching his lead in the assist rankings. He's got 8 now. He's also got 6 player of the match awards as well. Pass completion rate, same as before. Lots of good players in the mid-80s now. Jack Adden, Stephen Kinsella, Filipov Barry, Ollie Lee, and average rating overall, Ben Glasgow 7.7. He's our standout performer so far. So despite the heavy loss against Forest Green, we're still 7 points clear, and it was a decent 5 win streak for us going into that last game. But there are a lot of teams, probably all the way down to Dover, who aren't too many wins behind us. And if we have a look at the form, Wrexham have been fantastic. They've got 7 wins on the bounce in the league, and that's brought them up into 4th position. Similarly, Eastleigh overall have been looking pretty good, and quite stuttering for many of the other teams, including Crawley, who have faded away really in the last few games. Bristol Rovers, Grimsby and Dover also seem to be struggling to really put a chain of wins together. So we're playing Macclesfield today, 23rd position, and it's a game I'm hoping we can bounce back from that heavy defeat versus Forest Green. I'm hoping for a really good, convincing performance in this game. So Macclesfield, they're setting up 4-3-3. They haven't won in the league for 15 games though, so I'm expecting a good result from this fixture. I think the tie of the round though is going to be Grimsby hosting Wrexham. So this is the team that we're going to set out with today. Liebert at top, Stephen Kinsella and Nico Hammerlane playing on the wings. We're going to play 3 across the middle to try and match Macclesfield's 3 in the middle. That'll be Lee, Barry and Charlie Cooper. And then Chesmaine, O'Grady, Tancock and Glasgow playing in defence. Luke Simpson ever present in goal. Got a few options off the bench. Filipov and Bywater in the midfield, and also John Paul Pittman. So we're favourites for this one, and probably deservedly so. The Macclesfield form is really poor, so their 3 up top might be something for us to contend with. So our defence need to be on point today. So we're going to make sure that we're closing down their sort of top 6, as well as trying to keep quite close in our marking against their 3 strikers. And as far as we're going, we're telling them we want a much better performance than our outing versus Forest Green. Starting on the control mentality, usual philosophy and usual instructions, so we'll see how we can do today. So Macclesfield to start here, it's top versus 23rd, I think, 22nd, 23rd. We need to have a good performance here, I think, especially on the back of that Forest Green result, which was incredibly disappointing. Oh, Kinsella's done well to work it down the right wing. He gets the ball across Hammerlane at the back post. 26 seconds on the clock. And we're 1-0 up. Fantastic. What a good start for us here. Kinsella did fantastically well to beat his 2 men here. And then he puts the burners on. Good little bit of pace. Decent ball to the back post, and Hammerlane working his way in. A good goal. And a good start for us here as well. Quite close on possession. Our pass completion isn't fantastic at the moment either, and we've only created the 2 shots on target. But it's Ben Glasgow with the throw-in. He finds Kinsella. He does well. Oh, it was a good tackle though. Filipov drills it in. It's blocked. Bit of a scramble here. Ben Glasgow works it to Ollie Lee. Hammerlane. He gets the rebound. Second of the game for Hammerlane here. That was a really scrappy bit of play at the edge of the area. Standard lower league football, and Hammerlane gets the rebound. 2-0 here then, half an hour in. Again, we haven't been controlling the possession as much as I'd like to. And that's half time. I make a couple of adjustments here. We're not controlling the ball well enough, and I think we're kind of struggling with their top 3. So I'm going to drop Anthony Barry. He's going to go and revert to that defensive midfield role. I'm going to stick Chesmaine on support as well. So Rowan Liebert's had quite a quiet game so far, as have many of the other players as well. I tell them that we're happy, just get a bit of encouragement into them. So the Moors to start the second half here. Kinsella again. Can he beat his man? He does. Finds Glasgow in support, and that's the end of that highlight. Just going to drop us down to standard as well. A little bit of encouragement from the bench. Half an hour to go, 60 minutes on the clock. Few shots for Macclesfield, but no real efforts worthy of a highlight though. Chesmaine with the throw-in into Barry. Chesmaine gets it back. Works it across to Lee, into Charlie Cooper, spreads it wide. Ben Glasgow into Kinsella, slots it through. Rowan Liebert, 3-0. Good ball movement there from the Moors. That's exactly how we should be playing. There's a good little pass there, in behind. Liebird playing off the shoulder. And he gets the reward. Right, time for a few substitutions, I think. Our front three have been fantastic so far. 2 assists for Kinsella, 2 goals for Nico Hamalainen, and just as we saw, a goal for Rowan Liebird as well. I'm going to bring Filipov on, I think. He's going to be coming on for Anthony Barry, and then we're going to drop Charlie Cooper down to that defensive midfield role. So then Filipov, we're going to slot in as an advanced playmaker. I'm also going to bring Fifield on for Chesmain because Fifield has just come back from injury. He needs a bit of a run out for his match sharpness, so he'll be coming on at this stage. We'll have one more substitution. I'm looking to bring on Pittman or Bywater, I think, for the last few moments. But similarly, Scott Tancock is looking pretty tired out there as well. So Kinsella delivers a free kick. It's Liebird. Oh, he just manages to get a block in there. Corner to the Moors. Lots of players going to be running in from deep here. Kinsella, he finds Cooper at the edge of the area. And he smashes one. What a save. Tell you what, that ball looked like it was over the line in that animation there. Good effort from Cooper. I'm going to bring Quanta on at this stage, I think. He's coming off for Scott Tancock. Tancock's played a lot of football for us, so he needs a little bit of a rest. It's delivered short by their goalkeeper. And they've played out from the back here. Oh, good block there. Cooper, oh, he's immediately given the ball away though. Foul into Sampson. Macclesfield, Whittaker bringing it forward. Worked out wide, Halls now, a bit of space for the cross. Oh, it's out the bar, I think. Tancock clears it, it's going to be thrown to Macclesfield. We're still 3-0 up. So we're just approaching the final few moments here. Fifield, Hamalainen at the edge, Ben Glasgow. Macclesfield have got the block in and they're running out of defence here. Bit of a scrappy end to the game, no one's really retaining possession. It's a long ball forward, Quanta deals with it. We've got time for another break. Kinsella, oh, he's been good movement from Fitzpatrick to cut that ball out there. And that's full time then. So a decent performance from us there. 2 goals for Nico Hamalainen in the first half, he picks up man of the match. The other goal coming from Rowan Liebird, with assists coming from Stephen Kinsella with 2 and Ollie Lee. A good run out from a few players, including Kinsella and Glasgow there, so I'm quite pleased with that. And Forest Green have done what we've done. After their convincing win against us, they've conceded 4 at home and lost to Woking. It's an interesting division, you know, because everybody seems to be beating everybody. And nobody seems to be putting together a fantastic set of results at the top of the table. So it looks like Wrexham have lost finally. So that's the end of their winning streak over. Our win, as well as Bristol Rovers drawing, means that we're now 9 points clear. So a decent little buffer, but it's awfully congested around all those teams looking for the playoff spots, really. So in the next month, we've got a couple of difficult games coming up. We start the month with an away trip to Crawley. Yes, we beat at the opening game of the season, and they have been pretty inconsistent in their own form, but they're a good solid team. That's going to be a difficult fixture for us. We then host Curzon Ashton in the FA Cup second round, which is a fantastic draw, by the way, because I expect that we're going to win that one comfortably, and that will put us in the hat for another third round tie. And I'm hoping that we can either get another big team that will boost our finances, which is exactly what we need to do, or perhaps we can get a game that we might be competitive in and potentially progress into the following round. But we've also got to travel to Eastleigh. That's going to be the standout fixture for us in the next month, I think. So a couple of interesting fixtures for us to look forward to in the next month. And when we come back in the next episode, it'll be our Boxing Day game where we host Lincoln. Now, yes, Lincoln are towards the lower half of the table, but they have picked up a few good performances and a few good results along the way. And actually, they were quite a challenging team for us when we played them earlier in the season. So thanks for watching again, guys. Do let me know in the comments how you're getting on in your own lower league saves. And let me know if there's anybody else out there who's doing well with Solihull Moors at the moment. So remember to leave a like if you've enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Rise of the Moors, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.